kill the dropship, and now the tanks are sieging. And actually, from that position, he can do damage probably to both bases. Actually, certainly, I believe he's going to be able to hit both refiners. But Iris is coming up with some vultures, some tanks, and a Goliath or two, and actually does manage to clean this up quite well. So yeah, that was a very good cleanup there by Iris. And he's also has some Goliaths out. He's going to try and pick off a dropship or two to try and even out the dropship count, since he did lose one as well. But he's not going to manage to do that, at least not yet. I think those dropships are going to get home. But that was still a very good defense by Iris. He lost some SCVs and lost that dropship and some vultures and things, but he didn't suffer much harassment, which is really the danger there. And yeah, and Iris actually throwing down mines inside of his own base in the corners there, so that way if Leta comes in for a drop, he might drop right on top of mines and lose an entire force, which would be devastating. Now Leta's moving out to clear out that top right base to establish his third. Iris still has 4 vultures there, just sort of chilling. They looked like they were really doing anything. Don't really know what they were doing, and they all go down very quickly. Vultures obviously do not last very long against anything that's in the Terran arsenal for a mech. And does look like Iris is setting up again. He's going to be loading up some dropships. Leta's actually going to finally take his third base. The command center has finally landed, but this is quite late in comparison to when Iris got his bases up. Iris got his second base and his third base up before Leta. And Leta playing with fire here. He's trying to clear out those mines with just army. No scan going down, so he's playing dangerously here. And Iris going in for a drop in the main of Leta, and he's sieging up right as Leta coming in for a counter drop. That was unfortunate timing for him, but Iris is going to land some more troops there. He's really dedicated to this. I don't know if this is going to work. Actually, it is quite effective. He landed some Goliaths and Vultures and things in there as well, and they're actually doing a ton of damage, taking out a lot of SCVs, took out the forces of Leta that were trying to stop this, and there's still several tanks and some other units there, a Vulture and another Goliath, and yeah, still 3 tanks left, but Leta's going to go pick up his forces that were in the field, and he's going to do a second counter drop on this because he realizes just how important this is, and he is going to finish this off. But very good attack by Iris, and he's loading up again now, going, I don't know where he's going to go, but he's going to go somewhere else, and Leta picking up his forces, so now we've got 2 sets of dropships, one for each, one for Leta and one for Iris, and they are just going to be roaming around, trying to drop on each other, trying to counter drop. It's going to be very exciting. And I think that's Iris that's scanning around trying to see where these dropships are. That's a lot of dropships. That looks like 6 dropships for Leta. And Iris, I'm not sure how many he has. He's got 4. And now Iris is also starting to throw up some engineering base, some turrets, which you get by, which you can produce because you have an engineering bay. Starting them up around the map. Leta doing that as well, and Leta sending his dropships to the top of the map, going to drop a Goliath there to make sure that there isn't any more harass going on. And now we see Iris moving in again with dropships. He's thinking about dropping there again into Leta's main. Not sure if he's actually going to drop. No, he isn't going to drop. He's going to move out and go towards the natural choke there, and he is going to land at the natural choke. Going to siege up his tanks. He's going to take down the starport, I think, pretty easily, and that will mean that okay, actually Leta does manage to lift it off, so he's going to keep it alive. But yeah, that was very close. If he lost that starport, he would have lost the ability to produce more dropships, which can definitely be very dangerous when it gets to this stage in the game and everyone's got Goliaths, everyone's got dropships. They become just so critical. And now Iris is going to go and try and drop the third base here. He's going to drop. He lost one dropship, but he's going to land a lot of forces there. And he's sieged up. I think that might have been a mistake to siege up because now he's going to be vulnerable to the counter drop. But he's got more tanks coming in, more Goliaths coming in, so that was why he did. He has more support coming in, and he actually is going to fight off Leta. Oh wow! Iris is going to be able to do a whole lot of damage to this third base, even once Leta responds. And there's no SCVs there anymore mining minerals. There's some on gas, but that is it. Leta loading up again with all of his reinforcing forces, and he is going to do his best to try and counter this. I think the second counter drop will take it down. That's going to be twice now that Leta has been forced to do double counter drops to Iris's attacks, and that is definitely going to be hurting on his economy, considering he was the last to get his second and third bases up, and he doesn't have and now he doesn't have a third base. Leta does now know that Iris apparently threw a base up in the top right, and that's going to get dropped very quickly. So Leta's going to make sure that Iris doesn't get a fourth base up, but he needs to be careful because Leta's moving in, or Iris is moving in towards the right side there, and of the natural of Leta, and if he gets a tank position there, that's going to be 2 bases lost for Iris, which could be very bad. And now the tanks have sieged up, and Leta has some tanks in his mineral line to counter this, but I don't think there's enough there. And Iris now moving to the bottom right of the map to try and save this command center and force Leta's forces to stay here and not return home, so that way he can continue to do damage. And a dropship for Leta going down because of that turret. And yeah, Iris is doing a great job here. He's got a great position here. He took out the entire third base, and the second base is hurting a lot. Lost a ton of SCVs. The tank goes down, and Leta's just about mined out at his main. Leta is going to be hurting for resources very, very soon. He really needs to get a third base again, but right now he doesn't have one. And as long as all Iris has to do is make sure that Leta doesn't get a third base up very soon. And as long as that happens, he will win this game. And Iris was able to clear out the bottom right, so he's going to take his fourth base again, reestablish turrets. So he's got some tanks in position there. He's got such a huge advantage. And Leta going in for a counter drop here to clear out this, so that way he can start mining from second and third bases again. But he's lost so much. It's taken so much time, and that command center is going to burn if an SCV doesn't actually come in and repair it. It's down to about 35 health or so, and that SCV looks like it's confused, going the wrong way. It is so that SCV is so confused. And Iris dropping outside of the main of Leta, and actually both inside and outside with some tanks, and he's going to try and go for the production capacity. Going to go straight for the factories. Leta going for a counter drop. A Gladstone there already killed one dropship, and this counter drop, I don't think this is going to be successful again because Iris has tanks on both sides of the cliff there. And yes, Leta is going to GG. That was brilliant play by Iris. I feel like Iris really was just like, you know TVT. No, I know TVT. Iris was fantastic, forcing Leta to do double counter drops to his drop, taking huge advantage of doing like slight splits of his forces. On one side of the cliff he has troops dropped. On the other side of the cliff he's got more tanks there in support. And whenever he was doing, and then in another attack at the top, he dropped troops in among the turrets and everything, and started to do damage. And then he had more tanks come up behind in siege to support his initial drop, so that when Leta came in for a drop, he destroyed that counter drop force and forced Leta to come in again and again. And yeah, that was just fantastic by Iris, showing us how to play TVT, especially on this map, taking advantage of just the cliff faces and everything. That was brilliant. And yeah, I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy that we're gonna get to see a fourth set here, and that is gonna be between Hogil and Quanro. So I will see you in the fourth set. That was another fantastic match.